Please be sure to subscribe to the channel to update the fastest and most accurate news. Hello everyone, welcome back to my Royal Life News channel. The story for today is images of a spectacular 360-degree stage set for the star-studded Platinum Jubilee pop concert have been unveiled for the first time. The structure will surround the Queen Victoria Memorial in front of Buckingham Palace as 22,000 people, including members of the royal family, gather to watch the BBC's Platinum Party at the Palace on the evening of Saturday, June 4. An artist's impressions and animated footage show the structure stretching in a circle around the historic monument, with the palace in the backdrop projected with the image of a Union flag, a large portrait of the Queen, and with lights beaming up hundreds of feet into the night sky. A further two stages, linked to the circular stage by a walkway, will be constructed in front of the palace railings. Construction began earlier this week to create 15,000 standing spaces around the memorial, and 7,000 seated in the north and south stands. The concert promises to feature some of the world's biggest pop and rock stars, with a full lineup due to be announced by the BBC in the coming weeks. George Ezra will be among those performing at the high-profile event, which will be broadcast live on BBC One. Some 10,000 people have been allocated tickets in a public ballot, and a further 5,000 tickets have been set aside for key workers. Others invited will include volunteers, representatives from the royal family's patronages and nominated charity heroes. Hosts Kirsty Young and Roman Kemp will lead live coverage of the Platinum Party at the Palace to be shown live on BBC One, BBC iPlayer and across the BBC. The party in the Palace is just part of the four-day programme of events planned for the Jubilee weekend next month. The celebrations will begin on Thursday, June 2, with the Queen's birthday parade and Trooping the Colour. More than 1,400 parading soldiers, 200 horses and 400 musicians will come together in the traditional parade to mark the Queen's official birthday, usually held on the second Saturday in June. Beginning at Buckingham Palace, the procession will move down the Mall to Horse Guards Parade, joined by members of the royal family on horseback and in carriages. Trooping the Colour will close with the traditional RAF flypast, watched by the Queen and the royal family from the Buckingham Palace balcony. Crucially, as revealed today, the balcony appearance is limited to working members of her family, with the Duke of York and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex omitted from the royal lineup. Joining the Queen on the balcony for trooping will be the Prince of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the Earl and Countess of Wessex, the Princess Royal, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent, Princess Alexandra, and Vice Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence. Also set to appear for the historic occasion will be Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis and the Wessex's children Lady Louise Windsor and James, Viscount Severn. The United Kingdom's long tradition of celebrating royal jubilees, weddings and coronations with the lighting of beacons will be continued to mark the Platinum Jubilee. Beacons will be lit throughout the United Kingdom, Channel Islands, Isle of Man and UK overseas territories. For the first time, beacons will also be lit in each of the capital cities of the Commonwealth countries to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. On Friday, June 3, a service of thanksgiving for the Queen's reign will be held at St. Paul's Cathedral. The service will include readings from the Bible, along with prayers and hymns that will be sung by both the choir and congregation. During the service, the church's bell, named Great Paul, will be rung. It was made in 1882 but fell silent in the 1970s due to a broken mechanism. It was restored in 2021 and has been rung on 8 occasions since then. However, this is the first royal occasion for which it has been rung. The service will start at 11:30 a.m. and Great Paul will be rung between 10:50 a.m. and 10:55 a.m., followed by a peal of bells. After the service, a reception will be held at the Guildhall. The party at the Palace will be the main event on Saturday, June 4, but as part of the central weekend celebrations, Epsom Downs Racecourse will stage the 243rd running of the Derby. On Sunday, June 5, more than 60,000 people will mark the Jubilee with their own big lunch event. Every year since the idea began in 2009, the Big Lunch has encouraged communities to celebrate their connections and get to know each other a little bit better, coming together in a spirit of fun and friendship. In 2022, the Big Lunch will bring the Jubilee celebrations into the heart of every community. People are invited to share friendship, food and fun with neighbors as part of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. A big Jubilee lunch can be big or small, street party or picnic, tea and cake or a garden barbecue. The Big Lunch provides tips and ideas for hosting an event. The weekend of celebrations will conclude with the Platinum Jubilee pageant featuring more than 5,000 people from across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth and will take place against the backdrop of Buckingham Palace and the surrounding streets. It will combine street arts, theatre, music, circus, carnival and costume and celebrate the service of Her Majesty's reign, as well as honouring the collective service of people and communities across the country. The bells of Westminster Abbey will chime to mark the start of the pageant, as they did on the day of the Queen's coronation. As they do so, the mounted band of the Queen's Household Cavalry will lead the Gold State coach along a crowd-thronged route back to Buckingham Palace. Made of giltwood, a thin layer of gold leaf over wood, the Queen's coach is 7 meters long, weighs 4 tons and is 12 feet tall, and because of its weight and suspension is only ever used at a walking pace. Drawn by 8 Windsor grey horses, the grand carriage, led by the mounted band of the Household Cavalry, will begin the spectacular carnival pageant finale on Sunday, June 5 as the procession makes its way along the near 2-mile route. More than 10,000 people will be involved, including the military and more than 6,000 volunteers, performers, key workers and 2,500 members of the public. Well-known celebrities from music, film, sport and the arts will also take part in the pageant, whilst the armed forces will take a key role. Overall, around 1,800 servicemen and women will be there to represent the Royal Navy, Royal Marines, British Army and Royal Air Force. Adrian Evans, pageant master, said, "Everywhere you look, in the golden sculptures and painted panels, in the uniforms of the postilions, grooms, footmen, attendants and mounted guards, there is rich tradition and history. It will be a unique spectacle that we are privileged to be opening the pageant with. It will set the tone for the very many spectacular sights to come." That is all for today news. Please make sure to leave your comment and subscribe the channel below for more news update.